Kogonada's 2017 film, Columbus, is a quietly moving, deeply meditative work. And since we're here meditating together, having an intimate moment through your phone screen, let's highlight how this seemingly simple story reflects upon the transient nature of life. Columbus, Indiana is a small Midwestern city whose claim to fame is their collection of modernist architecture. And I mean, we're talking big names. We're talking Yo Ming Pei. We're talking both Sarnans. We're talking Deborah Burke. Basically, every Architectural Digest subscriber's wet dream. It's in this quiet town where our two frankly sexy protagonists, Casey and Jin, played by White Lotus's Haley Lou Richardson, and Star Trek's John Cho respectively, meet. Hey, just a quick PSA. If you want to watch Columbus, you can stream it for free with a library card on Canopy. They have a ton of great movies. It's seriously one of my favorite streaming services. I use it all the time. This isn't a sponsor or anything. I don't even think they do marketing outside of the library. Anyway, back to the video. Casey is a recent high school grad who grew up in Columbus. She's currently taking a gap year of indefinite length and working part-time at a library to help her recovering mom make ends meet. Although she's uninterested in continuing her education, it was through the hardships of growing up in an economically vulnerable home and community that she discovered a love for architecture. Can you imagine? As its healing properties helped her come out on the other side of a difficult situation. At this point, Casey seems to be the only person who didn't get the memo that Columbus is a dead-end town, which is shown in conversations she has with just about everyone, such as the third most famous Culkin, and especially a former schoolmate who just recently returned from a semester abroad in Amsterdam. But Casey's carefree demeanor and contentment with her current situation is actually quite refreshing. She's happy keeping a simple life with her mom around a familiar city with her comfort buildings. Sure would suck if she let someone in who could expose the cracks in her world. Enter Jin Lee, a translator who works for a book publisher in Seoul. He's brought to unassuming Columbus, Indiana, by the movie's inciting incident, the sudden hospitalization of his dad, a highly regarded architecture professor who remains faceless and comatose for the duration of the film. Jin is not close with his father, who he feels abandoned him for most of his life. It becomes apparent that Jin only came to visit out of an enfeebling sense of obligation, and because Parker Posey gives him the business. With his father's prognosis unclear, Jin is likewise unsure how long he should stay by the side of a man for whom he has lost all affection, when he could simply return to Seoul and move on with his life. So, the stage is set. Our two main characters holding opposing viewpoints regarding their parental relationships, which affect the directions of each of their lives. And now, both are being challenged by those around them to consider different perspectives. The two initially connect because of Professor Lee, Casey being familiar with his work, and Jin being, well, familiar. Wait. Oh, wow. Familiar. From here, the meat of the film mostly consists of before sunrise style walk and talks, during which the topics of conversation moved swiftly from architecture, buildings, and history to internal drivers, family obligations, and how to live the best life for yourself and those around you. We move at an easy pace through a series of emotional beats, empty spaces, and cream your pants visuals. After handling one another's hearts with the tenderness of professional therapists, our two leads find themselves viewing life in a new light. By the way, if you care about spoilers, maybe you should stop here. Presented with the opportunity to go study under the designer of her third favorite building, Casey comes to terms with the fact that the only constant is change, and the best thing for her to do is make changes too. Her mother no longer needs her support at home, and she can begin to grieve this closing chapter. Whereas Casey learns to go, Jin learns to stay. He's grieving the parent-child relationship that never was, and learns to sit with that grief instead of running away from it. These two character arcs and the way that they intermingle are, in my opinion, Mamma mia, they start on parallel trajectories that, surprise, intersect and end up fully crisscrossing arcs. During an emotional goodbye in the film's closing scene, Casey and Jin promise to keep each other posted on new developments in their evolving situations. To be honest though, I sort of imagine them losing touch not long after. I mean, that would be more akin to real life, right? Wait, it's not that dark, I promise. After all, the runtime of this film only covers our two characters' brief encounter. Their lives are still moving along diverging paths. When I was younger, during each era of my life, school, college, moving around the country, I placed a lot of stock in current friendships, unable to cope with the thought of growing apart from people I love. But I think a part of experiencing more of life is coming to terms with the unavoidable transience of such relationships. I'm sure most watching know those moments of, hey, long time no see, when you're suddenly overcome with a sense of guilt for not being more active in the other person's life, when the reality is, when would you have even had the time? Also, it's not like you're the same person you were years ago when you knew each other. You might have totally different values at this point. Like it or not, it's very challenging to maintain close friendships over large amounts of time and space. And the ones that do endure those changes are the cherished exceptions. But that doesn't mean those temporary relationships can't be equally cherished for what they were and how they shaped the people we became. It's simply not practical to keep up with everyone who's had a profound impact on the course of one's life. And that's okay. We don't owe each other that sort of extension beyond our capacity. Like the case of Jin and Casey, I can grieve the past being left in the past and meditate on the hope that maybe I had an equally profound and positive impact on the life of others too. Hey, thank you for watching. This is my first time doing anything like this, so I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. If you're new around here, please like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. I never realized that my voice sounded like it would fit in perfectly at NPR. I sound like I should study professional therapy. Oh wait. Oh wow. Please tell me your other thoughts on the movie, on the video. What other films kind of fit into this micro genre that you find, comforting the same way as Columbus. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you later.